Hi, folks. So I've been studying more of the ancient Egyptian Book of Two Ways, maps of the planet, and well, these are just some new reconstructions I photographed from the PDF of Dipbuck's book about the coffin texts. So anyway, and by the way, this is on Friday. This chicken was in my yard, so opened the back door to go smoke a bowl, and this chicken was like right in front of my face. And so anyway, I had to give it to the neighbors. I had to get it onto my finger and give it back to the neighbor. So that was it was pretty chill bird, actually. Anyway, so yeah, these are some new photos of different reconstructions of these books, and also a bunch of different versions of them. So let's see, maybe I'll just run through. Well, no, I mean, it's not like I got all the versions. I should get all the versions in there if I don't have them already. Because that book publishes, it shows about like 10 versions or something, maybe more. They're all like pretty similar, but there's only 3 of them, I think, that are illustrated like this. And basically only 2, because one of the ones that's illustrated that has the gatekeepers painted on only has Taiwan, this guy here, Taiwan, and this guy, the Malay Peninsula, and this guy, which is Sri Lanka, and the Rams Bridge or whatever, Pamban and Manar. So yeah, that's not much of a illustrated coffin if there's only 3 gatekeepers painted on it. So there's basically 2 that are really illustrated that I know of. It's basically the coffin of Sepi and the coffin of Jehudi Hotep. So these are all the coffin of Jehudi Hotep, and which is a little later than Sepi's. And whereas this is from Sepi. This is from Sepi's, and that, I believe, is also from Sepi. Yeah, so this is Sepi's Book of Two Ways with all the illustrated, Alaska Peninsula, Baja California, Rio Grande de Santiago, Lago Chapala, Rio de Plata, Amazon River, Chetumal Bay, Costa Maya Headland, Hispaniola, Cuba, Chesapeake Bay, Delmarva Peninsula, and here it kind of cut off the upper part, but it should have Long Island as the tongue of the lizard that he's holding, whose tail is Delmarva Peninsula. There's Newfoundland, and this is Nova Scotia and the St. Lawrence Estuary, and this is Baffin Island. But there's a bunch of other things like these. There's 3 gatekeepers here. These are clearly something. So this will be probably in Afro-Eurasia, although possibly, yeah, almost undoubtedly that's something in Afro-Eurasia. So there's a lot more Pokemons to find here. Let's see. Out of here. So, but anyway, it's good to have these images because they're very crisp as opposed to some of the images I've been using are more grainy, blurry photos. All right, so this is an gatekeeper that might be this island, which is like, shit, I forgot what this island is called. It's ridiculous. Like, this island is huge. It's one of the largest islands on Earth. And I had never heard of it. It's called like Palapandam, or, I mean, let me see. I gotta have it somewhere. The name of this thing. Yeah, here it'll say Kalimantan. I mean, come on. Have you ever heard of Kalimantan? But it's freaking huge. It's bigger. Like, you could fit the British Isles into this island probably like 50 times or something. You know, it's enormous. It's by far the biggest island in Indonesia, which I think it's in Indonesia. And then, so I think that there's these gatekeepers called, like, there's this set of gatekeepers. Here, so this one seems to be Antarctica. That's why he's so big. That's why his arm is out, because it's the Antarctic Peninsula. That's why he has this bay is his other arm. You know, both of his armpits are bays on Antarctica. These are all the little islands around Antarctica. This seems to be an island called Saint... it's called Wellington Island in Chile. And then these would be all the islands around it. So this is like over here is the map of America. And then right here is the southern tip of South America. So this is all south of America. And so, you know, this seems to be Antarctica, this seems to be Wellington, and these would be all the other islands along the western coast of Chile, like Patagonia. And then these seem to be the Falklands. So, which I had thought before was another gatekeeper, but that turned out to be Tierra del Fuego, which was just kind of misplaced because they had to make room for his spell for the text. But yeah, anyway, so this is further than that. So what I'm thinking is this is basically the other side of Antarctica. This is, I'm not sure exactly what these guys are. These might be associated with Antarctica somehow, because maybe their legs are similar to the Antarctic Peninsula. I don't know. But these guys here, I'm thinking this guy's clearly very important and big. So I'm thinking he's Australia. And Australia kind of looks like it has horns in a certain way, like if you make Tasmania one of its horns, there's another, what looks like a kind of, parallel horn on the other side. So that might be this guy. He looks like Khnum or Atum, or I don't know. So maybe there's some famous name for him, but I think that he's Australia. And so I think these guys are the major islands around Australia. And I think that what they're holding is like is like Sulawesi, basically, like this thing. So let's say this, so this is Kalimantan, and so let's say that that's who this guy is, that he's holding, this is his arm, and he's holding this, you know, like curvy pole, at the top of which is this weird bug with a bunch of arms and, you know, limbs or whatever. So I'm pretty sure this is what basically is the mascot of this whole region around Australia and surrounding islands. And you know, it's interesting because we're going right up next to some of the earlier gatekeepers, like Sumatra and Java. Like Java's tail goes right right by these guys. But it seems to be that they wanted to put the whole planet in one line. So it was just neater to make it go this way. Like first do the islands right off the Asian coast, and then follow the Asian coast to Alaska, and then show America, and then show south of America, first Antarctica, and then Australia and the islands that are near to it. So, you know, it's an interesting way to divide the world into these two kind of diagonal hemispheres. So, you know, it could be that guy. This is, you know, I was thinking maybe this is his head, because this is a little island that's right here. And it's actually more at a downward angle, but I made it to be like in there. So it might be this that they're trying to show. It's not really clear. Although it kind of looks like this could be his tail. So it might be that, yeah, it's pretty hard to know about these guys, and or even if their attributes are all that specific or not, or if it's a kind of generic representation of these islands. But certainly I think that this one is New Zealand, because this one is very clearly, he's the only gatekeeper in the Book of Two Ways that has such a skinny waist and like a belt on. So to me that signifies the you know, the little channel between the North Island and South Island, I guess, of New Zealand. So it's like basically two islands right next to each other. So whereas the rest of these, I think this is Australia, and then these three I think are Kalimantan, Papua, and I think the other one is the Philippines, which are, because they're so clumped together, they're basically like one big island, especially in this ancient system, which tends to include the really shallow areas as parts of the islands. So anyway, so I'm working on this stuff. If anybody has any ideas, let me know. You know, basically, yeah, he's either pointed this way, and like this is his head, and like these are his two ears, and this is his tail, and these are his legs. So then it would just be, you know, that he was kind of not really faced towards the actual Sulawesi, but whatever. That's, you know, in the stylized system, that might be okay. So who knows? That's Kalimantan, huge island. Kalimantan. And then this, I was trying this on to see if this could be it, which it could be. I mean, I don't really know. So this is like comparing the same with same avatar with Papua, and then this is Sulawesi here. So, you know, you could say that somehow he's holding like this thing and this is connecting to that thing, you know, like that maybe this is somehow this line. But, but yeah, who freaking knows? There will be time to like obsess about that more and really figure it out. See, this is Java, and well, this is just showing it kind of the way it is, where this is right next to this. So this is, yeah, it's right there, and then those. So this is the thing that he's perched on, Malay Peninsula, and this shows Belatung, which seems to be the kind of head or the mane of his Uraeus snake cobra that's coming out of his head. So anyway, that's something. This is a major thing that I finally, well, first of all, I corrected this because I had always thought it was called the Alaskan Peninsula, but it's just called the Alaska Peninsula. But see, it might cut me off soon, but I'll see if I can cover this at least. So this is